Rising on this beautiful day, for this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be exceedingly glad in it. I hope y'all blessed and highly favored on this beautiful day. Y'all gotta understand, people not gonna believe in you until they see you who will start moving on your side. Till they see you who will his plans start prevailing over your life. And I just ask you, who just help me to not just preach with any anger, any strife. Help me not have any grudges against anybody. I ask him to just help me to just preach out of love. Help me to just preach out of love and just patience and just be slow to speak but quick to hear. But yeah, when you was younger, people, you probably had dreams. You probably had visions that you told people. You probably told people you was wanting to go to the NFL, the NBA. You probably was told people you was wanting to be on the big stage. You probably told people you wanted to be a billboard for God's kingdom. And they shot your dreams down. You got to understand, it's one thing they can't take from you. You got to understand, you had the anointing, but you had the anointing. That's something they can't take away from you. You got to understand, chosen ones. That's something that people can't take away from you. They probably shot it down, but you still had the anointing. You got to understand it. And that's something that they want from you. You got to understand that. Like, fam, you probably had people walk out on you. You probably had people abandon you. You probably had so many spiritual attacks coming against you. You probably had people just not believing you because of your situation, because of what you was going through. But you got to understand, how many know that my God, he will be with you even into the ends of this world. And I had a dream last night, like, I went to church. He showed me I went to church, and then this dude walked in, one of my old friends walked in, who went to college for football, and everybody was clapping for him, and then they made him go up on stage, I guess, because he went to college for football, because they was like I be picturing, like, people would try to bring stuff back to my memory, because because people shot my dreams down. I told them I was wanting to go to the NFL, like, because they knew I had the anointing. They knew I had the gift and the talent to go to the NFL, and they knew God was always with me. They knew he was always on me heavy. They knew I was chosen since birth. They knew that was one of the conversations we had before he formed me in my mother's womb. So they shot my dreams down, people not believing in me. You probably didn't have the support growing up. You probably didn't have people wanting to work with you. You probably had to do everything on your own, but y'all gotta understand, God was with you. He was trying to tell you that he never left. He was trying to show you that you never lose hope. And like I said in my dream, they made him go up on stage. They was clapping for him. Everybody was clapping for him. But when it was me, it was like, it was dead, and like, people didn't want to do it for me. But like, then when I was, like, after church, you go outside and everybody just be talking and stuff. We went outside and I was just talking, and everybody was just so angry towards me. Like, I was talking to people, kids, and everybody was just so in a hurry, ready to go, I guess. And then people was telling me, like, it's only one car, and it was like 20 of us. Y'all gotta understand, it was like 20 of us, and there was only one car. So it was me and two other people. We had to walk. So we had to walk home. As we was walking home, we saw like these 20 birds, and like, they started chasing us. And as you know, it was two people that was with me, and they was running, but they was in front of me. But the birds, I was running, but every time I would look back, they was like right there on my heel. And like, I just keep trying to get away. And I think that was you who was showing me, like, Xavier, I was always with you. I was always there waiting on you. I was always there waiting. I was always there just guiding you and just molding you and shaping you into the man and woman you were supposed to be. I was the one. Even if your family and your friends walked out on you, I was always there planting your feet on higher grounds. I was always there comforting you. I was always right there having my right hand over your life. And y'all got to understand, when who was right hand over your life, there's nothing the enemy can do to stop it. There's nothing the enemy do, none of his plans or schemes to stop it. Y'all got to understand, he's powerful. He never lost a battle. So if his right hand over your life, nothing can move it. Nothing can stop me. Just like they want to break the firmament, they can't break that. Like, y'all got to understand that. And like, I just kept running, fam. And like, the bird just kept getting closer. And when the bird tried to get up close to me and bite me, I woke up out of my dream. That dream was just showing me Yahuwah was just always right there. Even if the odds came against me, even if everybody came against me and told me I couldn't do this and that. Y'all gotta understand, the people telling you can't do this and that, y'all gotta understand God is with you. And y'all gotta understand, people may not believe in you, but the minute you in that pit, and the minute Yahuwah raised you out of that pit, y'all gotta understand, like, chosen ones, you multi-gifted and you multi-talented. There's many gifts Yahuwah granted you and planted you. But y'all gotta understand, so if people shoot one dream down, there's another dream that you got. There's another vision that you got that Yahuwah got for y'all to understand. And if they shot your first dream down, and you gotta wait 20 to 30 years just to get started on your next dream or your next vision, y'all gotta understand, like, He may not be there when you want him to, but I promise you he's gonna be there on time. Y'all gotta understand, like, it may be 20 years, 30 years from now, but y'all gotta understand Yahuwah's time is always, he may not be there when you want him to, but he's gonna always be on time. His time is always better than our time. His ways are greater than our ways, and his thoughts are greater than our thoughts. Y'all gotta understand that. So like, fam, like, people just saw me like I was just so nice in football, so nice in basketball. Like I would go play basketball and then go play football, and I was just good in both. And I got, like, people hated on me because I could do that. People hate on me because I didn't need a trainer, or I needed people to just train me, like. And like, I was just natural. Like, I practice, but it's not about like just practicing, but like as I got towards high school, Yahuwah was just showing me like, oh, all these people going to different trainers, the same trainer. People may have the resources to get you to the next level, and they didn't want to help you. Y'all gotta understand, you don't need the resources. All you need is Yahuwah, because if Yahuwah's for you, can't nobody be against you. Y'all gotta understand. And people maybe didn't want to help you because they knew you was probably you would take their spot, you would take their shine. But y'all gotta understand, you're not trying to compete with them. You're not trying to dim their light. Y'all the same person. You just trying to help each other get to the next level. And that's what people fail to realize. Like, y'all gotta understand. And people may try to do you wrong. Y'all gotta understand, the Bible even says, touch not my anointed one, do my prophet no harm. And when people didn't want to help you and give you the resources to help you to get to the next level, y'all gotta understand, Yahuwah, he sits high, but he looks low. He looks at everything. And while he was seeing him not trying to help you, he was like, all right, just writing everything down. He was just writing everything down. He was like, I'm gonna do this for them and that, and I'm gonna do this and that, do this and that. And the same people that didn't want to help you, and the same people that abandoned you and had the resources to help you and didn't want to help you, and they just overlooked you and misunderstood you and just downplayed you. I gotta understand, like, they're gonna have to feel Yahuwah's wrath. They're gonna have to feel what you went through. They're gonna have to feel, like, y'all gotta understand, karma never seems to beat. So they probably living a living hell right now, but before God bid them. But if they would have helped you, if they would have just loved you like you loved them, if they would have just helped you get to the next level just a little bit, like, Yahuwah would have saw that, and he would have never did what he did to them. But y'all gotta understand, when Yahuwah raised you out of that pit, it's gonna be the same people that abandoned you, the same people that didn't believe in you, the same people that hated on you, the same people that had the resources and didn't help you. They're gonna be the same people coming back asking you, how did you do it? They're gonna be the same people asking you, how did you survive the traps that we set for you? How did you survive this and that? How did you survive the schemes? How did you survive so many people coming against you, the attacks coming against you? And how did you just survive? And all you gotta say is just, but God. Y'all gotta understand, just but Yahuwah. Like, y'all gotta understand, he the creator of everything. He sits high, but he looks low. Y'all gotta understand, fam, nothing can come in between what you and Yahuwah has. Y'all gotta understand, chosen ones, when you and God are together, when you and Yahuwah are together, y'all are forced to be reckoned with. Y'all gotta understand. And people didn't, and back then, when you told people your dreams, when you told people your aspirations, y'all gotta understand, if you had Yahuwah, if you was really with him strong back then when you was younger, and you told people you wanted to be in NBA, NFL, like, you know how, like, we just had papers and they asked you, what was your dreams? What did you want to do when you grow up? And you told them NFL, and they was like, oh, it's only out of 300 people make it to the NFL, and you just knew you was that 300 that was going to make it. Like, you didn't care what nobody else said. You didn't care how many people it was around the world. You just always knew you had a chance in the NFL. You just always knew you wanted to go there. And fam, it was just your natural talents and your gift. Like, you can be there on the stage one day. And like, people just shut it down. They do witchcrafts and spells on you. You gotta understand. When Yahuwah throwing you in that pit, he just shaping you and molding you. When people lashing out at you and abandoning you and doing all that, just leaving you and forsaking you, I gotta understand, they can't take that anointing from you. He would just shape you and mold you into the man and woman of God that he was supposed to be. He would just pour his spirit upon them. So you gotta understand that, like, that you survive the trap that they set for you. They're gonna try to come back into your life and befriend you. They're gonna try to act like, oh, they always know you can do this. They're gonna try to act like, oh, I believed in you from the start. But no, our intuition, our discernment, which is the Holy Spirit, is always going to let us know. It's always going to let us know in visions and dreams. Like, if people faking it, if people lying, saying they was always with us, Yahuwah going to always put it to us in dreams. Y'all got to understand that. So if you lying, you can lie to us, but you can't lie to the Most High. He going to always show us a vision or dream. He going to always show us signs. He going to always make them fall out of line. He going to always make them chill on themselves, or just always make them do something that's out of character, that's not like themselves, that's just going to tell us, oh, they wasn't real from the start, or they wasn't doing this and that. Like, he going to always let us know. Y'all got to understand that. So if people trying to come back into your life and just say, like, oh, like, I knew you could do that. I was here with you from the start, but you wasn't here from the start. Yahuwah just gonna give us a dream, a vision. He gonna show us, like, he gonna bring back to your memory, oh, remember they did this, remember they said this and that, remember they did this and that. Like, it's gonna always pop back up. So I gotta understand, like, and don't worry about Don't worry too much about tomorrow. Don't worry about, oh, what's my next purpose? What's this and that? All you gotta do is just take it to Yahuwah in prayer. He gonna settle all that for you. He gonna settle all that anxiety for you. You gotta understand. And when people was leaving you and forsaking you, didn't know at the time, and it caused so much depression and anxiety. It caused like you wanting to give up on yourself, and it was just how I was. Like like you a walking miracle, you a walking testimony. It was just how I was. Like, fam, I just know I was so great in football. I'm not bragging or nothing. I don't have a party or a Harley Spirit. It was just like, fam, like they called my name. My nickname was Speedy, fam, because of my speed. That was just natural speed. I didn't have to work to get that speed. Like, out of the womb, I was just so fast. Even when I was young, I was just so faster than the other kids. They knew I was different. They knew I wasn't from here. Like, I was just so fast. I didn't even have to train to get my speed. It was like I would get faster each and every time I played. Like, and it was just like, I progressed it throughout school, you know, getting ready to go to high school, the big leagues. You know, I got injured. Couldn't play my freshman or my sophomore year. I tore my ACL, had to wear a brace, and everybody kept asking me, oh, like, when you coming back? Oh, you quit on us, all this and that. Like, you don't want to play no more, you scared, this and that. And I was like, well, I'm injured. I'm not about to fast recovery not about to fast and just fake it like I'm 100% just to come back, fam, and play football. It's not that serious. Like, people be taking their whole life out just to play football. Like, and then in the end, you get hurt again in college and you can't even play no more, and that's the end. Like, you wasted all that just to do that. Like, and I couldn't even play my freshman or my sophomore year in high school. I came back my junior year, and everybody was asking me, like, who was you, the coaches and stuff. They was trying to get to know me and stuff. And I told them, like, cause like when they see when I was doing drills and stuff, one of the coaches was like, this your first time playing or you been playing? I was like, this is my first time playing, but I tore my ACL. And he was like, oh, because I guess my skill and my talent wasn't like the other people because they went to trainers and stuff. But like, I was still just natural, like doing it natural, fam. I didn't have to go to the trainer or nothing. But like, at the same time, people knew I was like that. People knew they were trying to dim my light and they just didn't want to play me. And like, every time I would do something wrong, they would take me off the field, just want to take me out. But every time the starters or somebody else would do something wrong, they'd just keep them in it. Like, oh, they're like, not get on them about it. They'd just show favoritism towards them because they starting. Like, they just try to make me feel down because I messed up. Like, you got to understand, you're going to make mistakes in life. You're not perfect, but you worth it. Y'all got to understand that you're not perfect, but you worth it. You got to go through it in order for you to get to it. And then come my senior year, like during the summer, I wasn't going to get no playing time. Like, I wasn't about to kiss just to play. Like, fam, like, if you don't want to play me, then you're not going to play me. Like, so I saw like they were showing favoritism still. Like, so I just went ahead and quit. And like, I don't think that was the dumbest decision. I think that was Yahuwah's rejection for my protection. Like, he just went ahead and made me quit. And like, I just quit, fam, and then went to go work a 9 to 5 and was just finishing out my years in high school. Like, and people thought that was over for me. People thought I was gonna be a nobody the rest of my life until they kept laughing at me, throwing jealousy jokes, throwing subliminals at me, throwing like, when people throw negative words and negative thoughts and stuff at you, you gotta understand they're throwing witchcraft and stuff at you. So when they throwing it at you, it might come to pass. So you just gotta pray over that stuff, fam. Like, and people were just laughing at me, saying I was gonna be a nobody, and I lost everything. For 2 months. I found Yahuwah again. I reaffirmed my faith, put all my trust back into him, start reading my word even more. And he just started doing so much for me that I couldn't even imagine. He just blew my mind for me, like. And I just thank him for that. I just put all my trust in him, and he told me he would never leave me nor forsake me. He would be with me even into the ends of this world. So that's what I want y'all to know. So like, if y'all out here going out to something and nobody's supporting you, nobody out here want to be on your team or help you get to the next level, don't worry about them, because never put your trust in men, never put your trust in people. Y'all gotta understand that, because humans and men and people they're limited. We're humans. We're limited, fam. People be thinking, oh, I can do this and I can do this and that. You're limited, fam. You can do that, but but if you want to go further, you gotta be with Yahuwah. You gotta have a relationship with Yahuwah. You gotta know who Yahuwah is. He can take you much farther. You can go fast by yourself. That's what I say. I say you can go fast by yourself, but you can go even further with Yahuwah. So I think that's what he had to show me. Like, your talents and all this, it can take you right here, but if you wanted to go to the NFL, you was gonna have to need me. You was gonna need me, this and that. Like, he was just showing me like that. Like, I feel like that's why he just stopped me from just going. And he got me doing something else, and I'm just doing this. I'm just a walking miracle, walking testimony, and I'm just telling them, and I'm just trying to help people. Like, I don't gotta understand, like. So don't try to put your trust in people. If they not supporting you and helping you just by any means, distance yourself. You can love them from a distance. That's still loving somebody. That's what you can just love them from a distance and just keep going about your life and help them keep going about their life and just pray for them. That's all you got to do is just pray for them and forgive them for they know not what they do. Because in the meantime, when Yahuwah raised you out of that pit, when he raised you like a phoenix and he put you in front of those people by any means, they will want to be like you and want you to tell them the goodness and grace. So all you got to say is just, but God did it. But yeah, I just wanted to put this message out for like, they're not going to believe in you until God plans prevail over your life. They're not going to want to believe you until God do this and that for you. So yeah, just keep getting to it. I love y'all. Yahushua loves y'all even more. Just stay up and bless A1.